Have you ever felt your chest tighten, your thoughts speed up, or your body suddenly go on high alert right in the middle of a normal moment? This is for you. In the next 30 seconds, I will show you a stealth reset you can do without closing your eyes, without making weird noises, and without anyone around you noticing. Let's do it together right now. First, let's soften our shoulders, unclench our jaw. Let's inhale through our nose, then take a second small inhale to top it off. Slow exhale, a little longer than the inhale. Quiet and through our nose if we can. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, top off, long exhale. Inhale, top off, long exhale. If this is your first time here, I'm Leslie. Thank you so much for being here. In the last episode, we practiced breathing in a calm setting, so your body could learn the skill before you needed it. Today is a real life version. What do you do when anxiety hits in public, a meeting, in the car, at the store, or in bed at 2 a.m.? And how do you recover in a way that doesn't draw attention? This video is educational, not medical advice. Many of the techniques I teach come from what I've learned during my own therapy or clinicians from the VA. If you feel dizzy, short of breath, or uncomfortable at any time during our practices, stop and just breathe normally. So let's talk about what an anxiety spike really is. Here's the key shift. Most anxiety spikes are not a sign you are in immediate danger. They are a sign that our nervous system is interpreting something as danger. Your brain is actually doing its job. It's scanning, predicting, and preparing. The problem is that the alarm clock can go off when you're safe. I remember a few years ago when anxiety hit every time I left the house. It didn't matter if I was just running to the corner to buy a gallon of milk, or out shopping with my husband or my mom. I didn't know what to do. So I learned where the bathrooms were in every store. I needed the space. I needed to breathe. I just didn't have the skills that I needed at the time. And when that alarm went off, my body changed and my thoughts followed. The goal is not to argue with our anxious thoughts. Our goal is to change the sensations in our bodies quickly so we can think with clarity. Think of it like this. When your body is in emergency mode, your mind is going to search for emergency reasons. But when your body comes back down, your mind gets options back. You can make a choice. Most people wait until their anxiety is at an 8 or a 10 before they even think about responding. But the best time for us to intervene is when our anxiety is at a 3 or a 4. So here's a few common early warning signs. You stop breathing for a second when you read a text, see a triggering image, or you're being belittled. Your chest tightens and your throat feels small. You swallow more, yawn more, or you sigh without meaning to. you feel your face, your ears, or your chest get hot. You become hyper aware of how you're being perceived. And your thoughts start doing the what if math. What if they're right about me? What if I am a mean person? What if I'm incapable of, let's fill in the blank with anything? Our job is not to judge our bodies. It's to notice how we're reacting as soon as possible and run a simple de-escalation protocol. 2 common mistakes before we go any further that often intensify the anxiety spike. One is trying to breathe perfectly. If we begin wondering if we're breathing exactly as we've learned through videos, friends, therapists, we're just adding stress to ourselves. Instead, let's aim for slower and longer. That's enough. Mistake number 2 is taking a mental accounting of our body to reassure ourselves that we're okay. So as we keep checking our heart rate, if we still feel nauseated, if our face is still hot, we're training our brain to treat these sensations as threats. A better move is to orient outward for a moment, then come back to our breath. We're not trying to eliminate our alarm signals. We are trying to reduce the sensations so our thinking can return. Why this works? Breathing is the fastest way to send our body a new signal. In particular, it's the longer exhales that are widely being taught because they support the calming side of your nervous system. And the double inhale plus a longer exhale, sometimes called cyclic sighing, has been studied as a quick way to reduce stress and improve mood. You don't have to remember the science in the moment. You only need to remember the sequence. So far, we've covered 5 topics. 1, a stealth reset breathing practice. 2, what an anxiety spike really is. 3, early warning signs. 4, 2 common mistakes. And 5, why breathing works to reset our nervous system. Next, we're going to cover the 3-step protocol. 4 scenarios to use the protocol in, a repeatable sentence to keep you out of a spiral, and making a practice plan. For this reset, we will use a shortened version of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in steps 1 and 3. 1, we're going to orient ourselves, which brings us into the present. It only takes about 5 seconds. And anxiety pulls us into the future with the what ifs. So if we can orient in this moment, we're taking that away from our anxiety. First, let's name 3 neutral items that we can see. You don't need to look around. It can be your telephone, the table, the floor. Or you can name 3 colors that you can see: blue, green, white. This tells your brain, I'm here, I'm safe. Step 2 is the breath. It takes about 15 seconds to do 2 to 3 rounds. Inhale through your nose. Top it off with a second small inhale, the long exhale. Quiet and be longer than the inhale. If you're in someone's presence, try exhaling through your nose. If you're alone, you can exhale through your mouth. Next, we will ground, which takes about 10 seconds. First, touch one thing with texture, like the chair, the couch, or the bench that you're sitting on. Then notice one sound: TV, a spinning washing machine, or a barking dog. Then notice one thing you can smell, like hand lotion, dinner cooking, or fresh cut grass. Then we're going to return to our next breath. The 3-step stealth reset is fast, it's quiet, and it gives you back the opportunity to make a choice. Remember, orient, breathe, ground. So here are 4 common scenarios that happen in real life. Scenario 1, in a meeting. I actually like to do this before meetings, especially if I know the topic might be tough or there's someone in the meeting that's difficult. In the meeting, your heart starts racing and your mind goes blank. Don't force yourself to look calm. Instead, orient. Look at a fixed point on the table or your notes. Mentally name 3 objects: notebook, pen, your beverage. Then do 2 rounds of the stealth reset breathing. Then we're going to ground. Lift your beverage. Feel the texture of the cup. Can you smell the beverage? Was it coffee, tea, lemon water? All right, scenario 2, we're driving. If you're driving, make sure you keep your eyes open and your hands on the wheel. And do not hold your breath. We still want to soften our shoulders. We'll do 1 round of the breathing. Exhale a little bit longer than you think you need to. Then we're going to name one thing that's true. I'm driving. I'm in control of the wheel. I'm going to get where I'm going. The 3rd scenario is a public place. In this scenario, people often feel trapped or watched. Our job is to create space inside of ourselves. So let's get oriented. Look at a sign or look at your phone. Label 3 colors and do 2 rounds of stealth reset breathing. Then we're gonna ground. Let's touch something that's textured, like our phone case, our hair, our keys, maybe our shirt. Then make 1 micro choice. Next, I will walk the dog. Make it to the end of the aisle. A small choice interrupts the spiral. Now, if it's 2 a.m. and you're in bed, before we fall asleep, our brain loves to review and rehearse and make catastrophes out of everything. So let's use a stealth reset, then switch to a calmer focus breath. For this one, we will inhale for a count of 4 and then an exhale for a count of 6. Do 8 rounds. If thoughts interrupt, do not fight them. Instead, let's name them: planning, replaying, predicting. Then let's return to the exhale. Here's a sentence that helps many people. This is my nervous system, and I'm in control. Anxiety is loud, but it's not always accurate. When you say this sentence, you stop treating the feeling as an absolute. Then let's follow it up with this statement: I can do the next right thing to settle my system. That next right thing could be taking 1 more breath, a drink of water, getting out of bed for a minute, maybe texting somebody that you trust. We aren't here today trying to fix your entire life in one moment. We are lowering the alarm so you can make a choice. So next we'll talk about some practice plans. If you only try this breathing technique when you're anxious, it's going to be harder. You're not going to remember it, and it's just going to make things worse. So practicing when you're at ease will make this stealth breathing reset more natural. So over the next 7 days, I would really like you to try this once a day or even more. You pick a cue you already do, like starting the car, sitting down at your desk, or walking your dog. Then we want to do one stealth reset breathing. Orient by naming objects. Breathe 2 rounds. Ground, touch 1 texture. Notice 1 sound. Notice 1 smell. This takes a total of about 45 seconds. And in that time, you're training your body to recognize the sequence as safe and familiar. So let's do some troubleshooting. If you feel dizzy when doing these breathing exercises, slow down and breathe normally. Shorter breaths are fine. If the double inhale feels too intense, skip it. Just do 3 rounds. Count of 3 for an inhale and 5 for an exhale. Our goal is not to never feel anxiety. Our goal is to recover faster and keep our dignity while we're doing it. I wish someone would have shared these skills with me when I was younger. It would have saved me so much heartache. I only knew to run, to drink, or spend 3 days in bed because I couldn't cope. Now I remember to breathe first. It gives me time to make a choice. Not only are my personal relationships improving, but my work relationships are as well. And I'm really excited to learn how breathing first improves your life. If this helped, please like and subscribe. This will tell YouTube to show it to other people as well. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Thank you.